We were invited to visit J&K Town Farm by our friends from the farmers market, John and Katie Town. They showed us how to raise a successful crop on 5+ acres while adhering to organic principles. Katie showed us how insects can be accustomed to a specific variety of plant and not recognize other varieties of the same plant as food. On their farm they have red cabbage and green cabbage planted side by side, yet only the green cabbage was being targeted by the insect predators. We saw this example with other types of plants as well. We learned about how effective insect repellents can be made by utilizing the flowers of plants that the insects cannot tolerate, such as chrysanthemums, or how even planting rows of marigolds can have a positive effect on controlling the insect population. Crop rotation is also essential for insect control. Certain plants actually leave traces of their insect-repelling properties in the soil, which can protect the next crop planted in the same space the following year. At the time of our visit, John and Katie had just purchased 2 calves to raise for the cow share they were about to begin. John spent many years in the dairy industry and was excited about getting back into it. Using the organic principles of farming, the Towns planned to raise their 2 calves, along with a heifer they would buy in a few months, and eventually reach the point where they would be able to produce enough milk to sell as shares to the people that invested into this cow share endeavor. Cow shares are quickly becoming a sustainable trend for many farmers and the consumers that want the benefits of having organic milk at reasonable prices. And just like in CSAs, consumer-supported agriculture, the consumer pays a subscription fee at the beginning of the season and receives a regular return of produce, or in this case milk, in return for their investment. Raising livestock isn't just for the farmers anymore. Many people have turned to raising a small flock of chickens to supply meat and eggs, as well as a great source of insect control in the yard and the garden. Chickens are also an excellent source of fertilizer for the garden. And raising chickens doesn't necessarily require a large expanse of land out in the countryside either. Many suburban communities are now revising their laws in regards to urban chicken keeping. Ann Arbor, Michigan, home to the University of Michigan, has a population of over 100,000 people and is a very modern and upscale community. In the last few years, Ann Arbor has begun allowing people to raise a small number of chickens in backyard coops, as long as you have permission from your neighbors. The other stipulation is that there are no roosters allowed, since many communities consider roosters to be too much of a noise nuisance. I never eat chicken. Guess what? There's a lot to be said about the virtues of having your own garden. You can control what chemicals go into it. You save a lot of money on food. You get a chance to be out in the real world experiencing nature firsthand. It gives you an opportunity to take action in determining your own health and happiness. That is something you definitely sacrifice when you walk into the big box grocery stores. Another great opportunity was found along the back roads and rural farmlands of Michigan. We found lots of great produce and even eggs at many of these little family farm stands. And the prices we pay for quality that was better than that found in grocery stores definitely made it all that much better. We happen to live near a large group of Amish communities in our area, and many of these Amish families also have these same family stands. We took every opportunity to visit these stands. We really enjoyed seeing how the Amish live a lifestyle that exemplifies many of the same values we hold about food. We also found an Amish bakery and an Amish woman who regularly holds dinners open to the public, and even an Amish dairy co-op. The Farm Country Cheese House buys that milk from around 90 local Amish dairy farmers, each of which has small herds of less than 20 cows. They also employ several Amish men at the cheese house to process the dairy into a dizzying array of cheese varieties. We visited a great farmers market in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a city of about 200,000 people. One of the vendors was a youth outreach program that provides mentors to work with kids to help them develop job skills and to help them learn about making good choices to lead a healthy lifestyle. One of the things that impressed me most about this farmers market was the community volunteers that had set up a program to accept food stamps for those on government assistance. This opened up the farmers market to a whole population of people that most need what the farmers market offers, in value and health benefits. That was a real eye-opener for me to see people who really know what it means to be a community, taking action and volunteering their time and resources to help those less fortunate.
What's going on? How you doing, bro? So, trying to make $1.
And we do that for the old-time flavor, not only for the healthy, preserving the old-time varieties, but not eating with chemicals. So we don't do the hybrid as well. We believe that the old-time flavors need to be preserved, need to be eaten, need to be enjoyed by this generation, and not be lost. So that's why we do what we do. And the selection in the heirloom and organic is a wider variety of all of
Talk
those.
about that selection. How many different plants do you and vegetables do you farm, and how many acres do you use?
Gosh, how many varieties, is hard. We have over 12 varieties of tomatoes alone. That's one of them we have the most varieties in. The beans, you'll find 3 varieties of those, the green, the yellow, some of the old standards. And
I don't have any.
potatoes, we do 3.
I'm Liz Alexander, and I have a farm in up by Turf Lake, just north of Greenville. And I have like 4 gardens all over my property. I have 3 right near the house, and it's actually just a little under an acre between all of them. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're tending it and feeding it, you seem to have a lot for it. It seems like it, but it really does produce.
I think one of the things you have to think about when you're bringing food to your table, you're not only thinking about how's this going to impact my own health choices. Another thing you're going to have to think about is how is it impacting the community around me? How does it impact the farmer and the place that he spends his money and the people his lives is affecting as well. Yeah, I also have to think about. It goes back to something I was thinking about with a quote I read from Thomas Jefferson, where he said, we're not the owners of the environment, we're not the owners of the planet around us right now. We're just the stewards of it for tomorrow. And you have to really think about what's the legacy and what's the message you're sending to the kids, coming down the chain from you, next generation, 5 generations, 100 generations. Still staying.
Take a bite.
Not too bad, really. Could be worse. Habanero. Or not habanero. I don't know if I got the guts for that. Just now starting to get yeah, it's pretty vicious. Tell us about the all local produce that went into your omelet.
I just want the orange. I think
Just like little Salvador Dali action. Letchmas, Letchmas. A study in the American loudness. Alright, ready?
it's on.
I know. I was saying it to myself. Okay.